Hi everyone. So today I am going to discuss about concurrent hash map in Java. So it is a high performance thread safe hash map. So we are supposed to use concurrent hash map in multi-threaded applications. So first I will show you why normal hash map not working or misbehaving in multi-thread applications. What are the issues with a normal hash map in multi-thread applications? So I want to show you two demos. So here you can see five threads, 1000 iterations means uh, we are creating five threads here, then we are iterating total 5000 times. So each time it's a normal hash map. You can see it's a normal hash map. So each time what I am doing is I am incrementing the count one by one. So at the end of the iteration we are expecting the value will be 5000, because here you can see in the first iteration 5, in the next iteration 1000. So 5 into 1000, total 5000 iterations will happen. So at the end of these loops I am expecting the count value is 5000. So initially we set the count values to 0, then in each iteration we are incrementing. So I am running this application. So here I can see here you can see I am printing the expected value 5000. Let us see what we are getting actual value. So I am running it. So here you can see expected is 5000, but what we get is 2508. So if I am running it again, here I got 5000. So you see the misbehavior of hash map. So each time I am running, it may give correct or wrong values. Sometimes it is giving correct, but now it is again 3485. So it is very clear that hash map in multi-thread applications is not working correctly. It is giving a wrong value, and it is not consistent. Here you can see one time it is giving around 2000, now 3000, one time it gave 5000. So each time it is giving different values. Again you can see 4593. So this is one issue with the normal hash map with multiple threads. So another one is again a normal hash map. Here you can see I have already put three entries here: 1A, 2B, 3C, key value pairs. Here is a reader thread is here, it is reading, and here a writer thread is here, it is writing. So here you can see I am running two threads, one reader thread, one writer thread. So let us see what happens if both threads are running in a hash map. So here you can see we are getting one concurrent modification exception, means at the same time it is trying to read and write. So in that time normal hash map will throw a concurrent modification exception. So this is another issue with the hash map in multi-threaded applications. So this example is very clearly explaining the concurrent modification exception, and the previous example explaining the data loss. So both the examples clearly mentioning the issue with the hash map. Okay, now I will go through some slides. Then I will show you concurrent hash map demo as well. So why concurrent hash map? So problem with the hash map is it is not thread safe, and concurrent modification leads to data corruption, infinite loops. So shown the you already see the demo So you can understand, you already understand the thread safety issues, concurrent modification issues, the misbehavior, data loss. So these examples I already demonstrated. Another option, hash table. Hash table is thread safe, but it is single lock. Means it will lock the entire table. So performance wise, it will be poor compared to concurrent hash map. That's why we are not using hash table. Hash table is using single lock, means per table a single lock only will be there. But concurrent hash map is not like that. That I will explain. So you have to understand the problem with hash table is it is thread safe, but it is single lock. So poor scalability. So our solution is concurrent hash map. It is thread safe, high concurrency, better performance. So these 3 points is very important. It's thread safe, it's high concurrency, and better performance. So I will show you the hierarchy. So everyone knows we have a collection framework, but this map is not coming under collection framework. In util we have a collection, right? So map list and set comes under collection, but map is not comes under collection because collection allows only one type variable. It can be string, integer, or it can be any object, but map requires two type objects, key and value. That's why map not using collection. It is starts from map. Map is an interface. So hash map and tree map implements map, and tree map navigable map again another implementation of tree map. So then in under map you can see a concurrent map. Under concurrent map you can see a concurrent hash map. So concurrent hash map comes under concurrent map, and concurrent map comes under map. This is the hierarchy. So there are more examples. So what is a concurrent hash map? It is part of java.util.concurrent package. It is a thread safe implementation of map, allows concurrent reads and writes, no concurrent modification exception, uses fine-grained locking, means CAS. CAS means compare and swap. Is a technology used in concurrent hash map. So how to create a concurrent hash map is pretty similar to hash map. Map equal to new concurrent hash map. So this will be a concurrent hash map. So the main properties thread safe without locking the entire map. So in hash table I told you it is a single lock across the table, but here it is not a single lock across the map. It is not locking the entire map, and it's thread safe as well. Reads are non-blocking and writes are minimally blocking. Minimally blocking means it blocks a particular bucket or bin only. It is not blocking the entire map. So no null key or null value allowed. In hash map it allows one null key and multiple null values, right? But in concurrent hash map it does not allow null key or null value. So weakly consistent iterators. I will show you more details about this. So concurrent hash map internal structure I am explaining here. So here you can see a bucket array. So 0 to n. So each bucket can be either an empty bucket, or it can be a linked list, or it can be a tree bin. So how it determines this? So initially it will be an empty bucket for sure. So that time with the compare and swap technology it will insert the first entry. Then if you are keep on inserting, it will gradually converts into a linked list. Okay, so we can keep on inserting, nodes will get added to the linked list. So once the linked list a threshold reaches, we have a threshold for treeification. So once that threshold reach, it will converted into a red black tree. So red black tree, y means it is log n time complexity, linked list is n complexity. So if the linked list is pretty big, n also will big, right? That's why we are converting to a tree bin, so it we will get in a log n complexity. So this is high level architecture of concurrent hash map. So initially it will be an empty bucket, then it will be linked list, then it will be a red black tree. Similarly, when the untreefied threshold reaches, it will again convert it back into a linked list. So there is treeification and untreeification, both are there. So treeification and resizing, when the collision grows. Okay, if you are keep on inserting data into your concurrent hash map, there is a chance for collision, right? If the same hash code comes in, then bin size, then it will check for bin size. If the bin size is greater than or equal to 8, it will check the table size, the total size. If it is less than 64, then it will resize the linked list. So it will resize the size of the map. Means it is fine. Its collision is or bin size is greater than or equal to 8, but still the table size is less than 64 means it will not create a tree, but instead it will resize. If it is no, if the table size is less greater than 64 and bin size is greater than 8, it will treeify to red black tree. This is the treeification and resizing logic. If the bin size is greater than 8 and table size is less than 64 means it will resize. If the bin size is greater than 8 and table size is greater than 64 means it will treeify. It will create a red black tree. So it contains array of bins. Each bin can contain either a linked list or a red black tree when the threshold exceeded. Uses compare and swap technology, synchronized blocks, bin level. It is not blocks the entire map, only blocking is happening in the bin level. So Java 7 versus Java 8 evolution of concurrent hash map. In Java 7 it was segment based locking. So fixed number of segments, default was 16, lock per segment. Per segment was the lock. In Java 8 plus, after Java 8, the segments got removed, then per bin it started locking. Lock per bin. So uses compare and swap plus synchronized, and much better scalability in Java 8. In Java 8 plus, internal flow of put operation. First it will compute the hash value, then correct bin index it will find. If the bin is empty, with the compare and swap technology it will insert. If bin is not empty, synchronize on bin, convert list if tree if threshold crossed. Okay, so as per the diagram I shown, initially it will be an empty bin. With compare and swap we will insert. Then if there are more collisions happening with the resize and treeification logic, first it will create a linked list, then it will convert into a red black tree. So why reads are fast in concurrent hash map? So reads do not acquire locks. Okay, only write require logs. And it uses volatile and memory visibility guarantees. So volatile I already explained in one of my previous video. It does not cache. Each thread will directly write and read from the memory. So each thread will not keep a cache copy of a volatile keyword. That's why concurrent hash map is using volatile variables. So the memory visibility is guaranteed. So traverses nodes safely. Multiple threads can read simultaneously because read operation do not require any logs. So multiple threads can read simultaneously. Next, size and count operations. This is in concurrent hash map. Either you can use size method or you can use mapping count. So it is mapping count is more safer, but size is also supported by concurrent hash map. So next is atomic operations. Concurrent hash map provides atomic methods. Means atomic methods are by default thread safe. You know atomic objects like atomic integer, atomic boolean. This all comes under concurrent package. So all the atomic variables or methods or objects all are thread safe. So map, these are the main methods. Okay, atomic methods: put if absent, or compute, or merge. These three are atomic methods supported by concurrent hash map. You do not need any external synchronization because atomic methods are by default is thread safe. The iterator's behavior, you will never get a concurrent modification exception, and it reflects state during iteration. So it's a normal way you can iterate using n reset. You will get each entries one by one, you can print it, so you will never get a concurrent modification exception. So the resizing mechanism I already told before. So it happens incrementally. Multiple threads help in resizing. No global lock. Uses forwarding node. High scalability even during resize. It's a linked list plus array of bins. So in that case, before treefication, first it will resize as I mentioned. So resizing, it happens incrementally. Multiple threads help in resizing. There's no global lock, only bin level locks. Using forwarding node. Linked list have multiple nodes, right? It's using only uses forwarding node for this resizing, and high scalability even during resize. And everyone knows we have collections. Inside collections we have a synchronizer map, right? So synchronizer map is also thread safe, right? So what is the difference between a synchronizer map and concurrent hash map? So feature wise, locking, concurrent hash map fine grained, synchronized map single lock. Similarly, in hash table also having single lock, right? And performance wise, concurrent hash map is high performance, synchronized map is low performance. Iterators are weakly consistent in concurrent hash map, fails fast in synchronizer map. Scalability is excellent in concurrent hash map, poor in synchronizer map. So concurrent hash map and virtual threads, Java 21 plus onwards we are using virtual threads, right? So virtual threads do not change concurrent hash map interval internals. Blocking is cheaper, but lock contention still exists. Concurrent hash map remains ideal for high concurrency and shared state. So still it is recommended to use with virtual threads. Means you can use concurrent hash map with virtual threads. So in Java 25, the latest version, is also concurrent hash map API remains stable. No breaking changes. Optimization continuing. Memory efficiency, CPU cache friendliness. Works seamlessly with virtual threads, structured concurrency, Loom based applications. So in Java 25 also, concurrent hash map remains stable. No breaking changes. Its common use cases mainly we can use in caches and frequency counters, session storage, rate limiting, shared configuration. So these all are the common use cases of concurrent hash map. When not to use concurrent hash map, if you need strict iteration consistency, do not use concurrent hash map. Very low contention, okay, then you can use hash map with the synchronization. Immutable data, so you can use immutable maps. In these three cases, concurrent hash map is not recommended. So best practices, prefer atomic methods. If you are using concurrent hash map, it is preferred to use atomic methods, compute, merge, put if absent, like that. Avoid manual synchronization, it is not required, right? Concurrent hash map is already synchronized. Choose proper initial capacity, that is up to your requirement. Decide initial capacity. Avoid heavy objects as keys. So heavy objects means if you are having a very big object and if you are using it as a key, means that usually we will not do, so that is not recommended as well. So these all are the interview questions you can expect. Why no null key, how resizing works, difference between Java 7 and 8 implementation, is it lock free, behavior with the virtual threads. These all are the questions you can expect. So in summary, concurrent hash map equal to scalable thread safe map. Java 8 redesign was a game changer. Java 25 keeps it stable and optimized, perfect for modern concurrent Java apps. So I will show you some demo. So I already showed you the issues with concurrent hash map. Now I want to show some examples of concurrent hash map. Issues with the hash map I already shown. Now we are going to concurrent hash map. So here you can see I have created a concurrent hash map. I added 3 key value pairs here. We have a reader and writer threads. So let us see how it is behaving. I am running both reader and writer. Let us see. Means you can see it is printed map modified while iterating this line. Still it didn't throw any concurrent modification exception. So even while we are reading and writing simultaneous parallelly, and we are getting the result without any errors. 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D. Nothing got misbehaved or no wrong values, no errors. You got everything correctly. Means we can modify while iterating, but it is not possible in hash map. Next, here a concurrent hash map demo again. 5 threads, 1000 iterations. So here you can see I created one concurrent hash map. I am iterating. You can see 2 for loops, means 5 into 1000 is 5000 is the expectation, right? Let us see how it is behaving. You can see expected value is 5000, actual value is 5000. I will run once again. Still expected value 5000, actual value 5000. But in the hash map you already saw the values are getting changed. The actual value got changed when we are running multiple times, but here it will never change. You will get always the expected value. It will not change, or it will not misbehave. Okay, this is another example of concurrent hash map, and I will show you the concurrent hash map class. And here you can see many of the variables. Okay, volatile only. There is one. It guarantees the memory visibility, and it will never cache the variables in by threads, so you will get the value correctly. That's why we are using volatile in concurrent hash maps. Here you can see, when I'm going to the top, here we have some treeification capacity. Use its tree5 threshold. This is the threshold for converting to a red black tree. Okay, untreeified threshold. So this is a threshold for converting back from a red black tree to linked list. So minimum tree5 capacity is 64. So these two variables, 64 minimum tree5 capacity and tree5 threshold, when these two conditions satisfies, then only it will create a red black tree. So concurrent hash map, okay, you can see it extends one as abstract map and implements concurrent map. Okay, and serializable. So concurrent map, again, if I'm going to concurrent map, it extends map. Okay, concurrent map is an interface, map is another interface. So concurrent map extends map, and concurrent hash map extends concurrent map. That is the hierarchy of this. Then I am going to high concurrency demo. In concurrent hash map, here you can see I created one concurrent hash map, and I created one executor service with the new fixed thread pool. 10 threads are there. I have one for loop here, I have another for loop here. So this is iterating 10, this is 200. So in total 2000 times this iteration will run. Let us see, let's print the final map after these iterations. So here you can see we are using compute, this one atomic method in concurrent hash map. So let us run and see. So final map, you can see in the 0th index it is 200, first index 200, second index 200, third index 200. So all index is 200, means this value got updated there. So I'm changing this to 100. Here still you can see correctly updated 100, 100, 100, all the indexes. So this is a example of high concurrency. Okay, it is not throwing any exception, also not doing any other misbehaviors. Highly concurrent. If you increase the number to any number, still it will behave correctly. In the size demo, I will run and see this example as well. So size and mapping count. Okay, I'm running, it is showing same number now. Still you can see the same number, means these both are giving you same output, but still mapping count is the recommended method to use, because mapping count returns the number of mappings in a concurrent hash map. This method should be used instead of size, because a concurrent hash map may contain more mappings than can be represented as an int. Okay, so concurrent hash map, it is recommended to use mapping count instead of size. So in many of the cases it is giving similar okay, same, but there are some cases you may not get the exact size with the size method, so better to use mapping count in concurrent hash map. Okay, so these all are the concurrent hash map, all about concurrent hash map. So I can wind up by explaining this internal structure once again. We have a bucket array. So initially we will be having an empty bucket. That time we will do compare and swap technology to insert the first entry. Then we will create a linked list. Then it will resize. Then it will convert into a red black tree. If it reduces, it will again untreefy and it will create a linked list again. So this is the concurrent hash map working in short. Okay, thank you so much for watching this. Please do subscribe. Thank you so much.